So Apple just got outsold in terms of smartphones again by Samsung, but also this time by Huawei, putting them now in third place. But they're still making more money. Also, how many notches are too many notches? Asking for a friend.
Get daily tech news in a way that doesn't suck. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Front Page Tech. Of course, show that gives you all the latest tech news from one geek. That's me to another that is you. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Of course, the only day of the week, our favorite day of the week, where you get to hump anybody you wish without any legal repercussions. Tech news is very slow lately. I'm sorry about that. I don't write the news. I just make it up. What? All right, so story numero uno. Samsung has now opened up not pre-orders, but reservations, so you can reserve yourself a Galaxy Note 9. You know, the phone that hasn't even been announced yet. I mean, if you watch this show frequently, then you already know everything about the Galaxy Note 9 because we've been reporting on it for weeks now, and things aren't exactly a secret in Samsung Town right now. And apparently Samsung knows that too. They know you know everything already. So now, if you want to, you can reserve the phone. And if you do go ahead and reserve said Galaxy Note 9, you get a special offer as well. Which, the special offer is you get $450 off of the price of the Note 9 if you trade in an eligible device. I'll put a link down in the description if you're interested. I'll probably forget though. So Google and stuff yourself. You know what? If I was Samsung, I'd be giving you a special offer too if you had an eligible device. I'd be like, hey, go ahead. If you're so kind as to reserve yourself a Galaxy Note 9, do you have the eligible device? Which is the Note 8. Do you have a Note 8? Oh, good. You can save your money then. It's the same phone. All right, so we know the year of 2018 is the year of the notch. But how many notches is too many notches? Is it one notch? Is it two notch? Is it three notch? Because apparently that's what Google thinks. Google says, nah, 3 notches. That's too far. Google usually stays out of the way of most Android OEMs, but they will not allow you to put 3 notches on a phone. That is too far, my friends. This all stems from a new concept phone from ZTE. That phone has 2 notches. One on the bottom, one on the top. Jesus Christ. Well, in a new blog post that comes from Android's UI product manager, she says that the company is actually working with device manufacturers, these OEMs, on a few certain requirements to ensure consistency and app compatibility. This includes limits on notches or cutouts. So 1 notch, you're good to go. 2 notches? Sure. 3 notches? Hell nah. What the fuck? What is even happening? Why are we allowing this to? How did 2018 get to this? How human evolution led us to this? Notches on these phones. I hope years down the road, we look at this terrible point in history as like the equivalent of when we were like, oh, hey, remember that one time we thought it was okay to smoke cigarettes and then they gave everybody cancer? Remember we thought cigarettes was a good idea? They weren't a good idea. Cancer happened. Yeah, notches. Cancer happened. Pretty much the same thing. Also, for those of you, I blame Apple for this, and for those of you who are like, well, you can't blame Apple. Apple didn't do this. Essential came out with the first notch. Everyone is copying Essential. Apple copied Essential. They are pioneers. The only thing that the Essential phone pioneered is pioneered the path to bankruptcy. Okay, so now let's calm down and talk about money. All of our favorite companies had their Q3 earnings calls yesterday, and we have some not so interesting results. It was kind of exactly what we've expected. So number 1, like I f***ing tried to tell you, the Samsung Galaxy S9 sales were terrible. You motherfuckers didn't believe me! You didn't believe me! But Samsung confirmed it in their earnings call and said, hey, our bad revenue this quarter was because of that. The phone sales were bad. But don't worry, everybody, we're working on a futuristic device, said Samsung, which is, of course, the Galaxy X foldable thing, and I ain't sure that's gonna save anybody. Second up, Huawei. They actually passed Apple in terms of smartphone sales. They shipped more phones than Apple in Q3. This, though, of course, shouldn't shock any of you. This actually isn't the first time it happened. It happened months ago, and we told you it was about to happen again. Here it is, happening again. Shocker, that's what happens when half your phones are $200. So even though they got bumped down to 3rd place, they got passed up by Huawei, Apple is still killing it. They had the best Q3 they've ever had, inching even closer to that $1 trillion market cap. And this is just what happens, especially when the prices of Apple's phones are climbing. At this point, the average sales price of each device that is sold is higher than it was last year, the year before, You get it. Now, let's be honest here. In terms of just the sheer amount of phones that companies put out each year, Apple shouldn't be near the top. Huawei puts out a lot of phones throughout a year, and Samsung does it. One of Samsung's most popular devices is like $250, something like that. Like, of course, Samsung should be at the top. Of course, Samsung should be at the top. And Huawei, props to you. That is impressive, but Apple should be much lower on the list considering they don't sell nearly as many devices, as many models that you guys sell. But either way, good job, Timmy. If there's one thing you can't say, you cannot say Tim Cook is a bad CEO. He makes a shit ton of money for that company.
And now, today's sponsor.
In a land where premium content packages will be the norm and ISPs can control the very websites you see, VPNs are an invaluable tool to preserve what's left of our sweet internet freedom, especially Freedom VPN by FSecure. Freedom VPN gives you all the tools that you need to browse the internet with confidence, knowing that those pesky ISPs won't stop you from having an unfiltered and unthrottled experience. Freedom VPN scans literally every website you visit, keeping harmful threats away, and their intuitive user interface lets you control everything with a single button. And trust us, you can feel safe knowing that you're in good hands with FSecure. They've been defending tens of millions of users around the globe from digital threats for over 25 years. That's more years than I've even been alive. So check out the link in the video description below. You can click that and get a free 5 days of Freedom VPN. And of course, huge thanks to FSecure for keeping us safe and supporting this community. And of course, that is the show. Hopefully you liked it, you learned something. If you did, hit that like button. If you hate my stupid face now, go ahead, hit the dislike button and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow and all that stuff. Okay, later, bye. See you, but what? Cut.